To your thriving heart for thriving life great tips. How are you doing today? Today being the last day of year 2024. How do you feel about 2025 going to be here very, very soon, if not already, depending on your time zone? For some of us, we feel that we are very much looking forward to 2025. And for some of us, we cannot even fathom on how we're going to go on in 2025. And that could be because your loved one is no longer here with you. It could be because this year has been particularly tough for you. And as much as you're done with it, and whether it's a health conditions, it's work, relationship, or any other situation, that as much as you done with it, that you at the same time don't know how you're going to continue on. And for some of us, this time of the year could be particularly depressing because we endeavor the whole year, or perhaps even the whole few years, decades, on creating something in your life, bringing something in your life, but yet another year of unmet hope. Perhaps you have been working hard towards something, and you look at the clock ticking away in 2024, and you say, you know, I'm still single. My health is not any better, and that can be very, very challenging to keep going on in that situation as well. And if you or your loved one feeling in any of this not so thrilled about the 2025 being here, or just not so thrilled in general, firstly, my heart goes out to you. I can only imagine. And then if you say, I really don't know how I'm going to go on another day into 2025, please know that you are not alone, and I can relate to you. There were times in my life that I feel this, that I can't possibly go on to the next day, never mind another year. And perhaps some of the tips that we're going to share might be able to help you to go on another day. And the first one is to acknowledge small wins. Sometimes we demand so much of ourselves that we look back up the whole year and we say, I have not done anything and I have done no good. And what's the point of me? But what we want to acknowledge, you want to acknowledge your win day to day, because a lot of time everything is relative. It's easy to say, oh yeah, I've done an accomplishments if say you have climbed Mount Everest, but truth is how many people climb Mount Everest, and how many people even I personally would never be interested in climbing Mount Everest, by the way. On the other hand, there are a lot of other wins, such as and when you are having a tough time, to carry on to another day, to celebrate small wins. This is your first tip. To remember what this saying says here, that this is by Albert Camus, that sometimes carrying on, just carrying on, is a superhuman achievement. And you want to remember the win that you have, including the fact that you got up this morning, you wake up this morning, and that you, if you happen to brush your teeth or use the bathroom or something, never mind if you allow yourself to eat or do anything else, that can be a really great win if you're already having a tough time. Sometimes I know people who are having quite a bit of health challenge, who are in pain all the time. And the fact that you continue on to the next day, whether it's emotional pain or physical pain, is a great win. And to remember your small win, and to tell yourself that you are, this is not being Pollyanna, not dismissing your feelings, and at the same time it's acknowledge what you feel, and at the same time acknowledge your win, and perhaps just remind yourself that you've been able to go on this far, that you might just be stronger than you thought, and you might just be able to continue on. And then it can also be helpful. It can also be helpful to be able to reframe, so to say. Sometimes we look at everything almost like in a black and white manner, where we say, okay, this is not happening, and then so it will make it impossible. It's impossible for me to go on another day. It's impossible for me to feel better. It's impossible for this to happen. It's impossible to be able to be in a wonderful relationship anymore by now. But what if, perhaps just for considerations, instead of saying impossible, how about if we consider just considerations to say, I really don't know how. Perhaps you don't know how to be able to feel more at ease. Perhaps you don't know how yet to be able to be healthier. When my dominant hand and arm suddenly become paralyzed, this is quite a few years back, and every test and multitude of specialists, including complementary medicine specialists, acupuncturists, and so on and so forth, you name it. Everybody says, I don't know what happened to you. So, we can just pray, really. So, and at that time, I say, okay, we don't know yet. I don't know yet how I'm going to be able to hold a pen. At the time, I was not even able to hold a pen. I don't know yet how I'm going to be able to hold a pen, and never mind lifting anything again. I'm grateful that my arm and hand has fully recovered and even stronger than it was before the whole paralysis occurred. And so perhaps instead of saying impossible, it can't possibly happen. Perhaps if you just would consider to say, I don't know how yet. And allow yourself and your mind and your heart to be open, and perhaps it will come to you, whether it's something that you think of or something that you might perhaps hear on the radio or see on the street or something like that, that will come to you. And also when we're feeling sometimes the change of the year, the new year coming up, and everybody, and many people say, oh yeah, let's be positive and so on and so forth, it can feel very overwhelming. And if you feel overwhelmed, then consider focusing on what you can still control, one little thing at a time, and do that, and do what it is that you're able to. So for instance, let's say you say, oh, this is just all so overwhelming, and everybody is almost putting up pressures to be happy or something, or you just find everything is very overwhelming. Then focus on something that you're still able to control, and do what it is that you're able to do. Perhaps that could be something such as drinking water, making sure that you drink enough water. And no, we're not talking again scaling on Everest, but what is it that one thing, some things that you can still control? You have the ability to control yourself on being able, assuming you're not vomiting profusely. But in that case, you would want to go and receive professional medical help. But let's say you are feeling really, really overwhelmed at home, then one thing that you might be able to do will be to drink plenty of water, so you stay hydrated. And because we know that hydrations influence our mood. If we're dehydrated, we feel and human when we feel it, when we are dehydrated, even if it is slightly dehydrated, it make our nervous system goes into a fight or flight, and therefore you feel more anxiety, and so on. We would be to stay well hydrated. And perhaps drink something warm if you feel kind of like cold in your heart, and maybe your body cold or not cold. But if you feel cold inside, perhaps drink something warm and allow yourself to cuddle up, even better if it is a heavier coat or blanket. and allow to yourself to rest as well, and also to allow support, and while also taking actions. If 2025 at this moment does not look very promising to you, if your heart been hurting, if the result that you have is not where you would want to be, then ask yourself, what is one action that you possibly able to take, even if that action is to reach out to somebody, even if that actions is to look up some free resource or free support or something, even if that action is to call 988 so you can talk to somebody and kind of release a little bit of steam and take some weight out of your chest, that it to take actions and then take the next actions of what is the result that you would love, and if and it's the actions that you can take. And if you don't know the actions, then reach out for support for somebody that might just be able to let you know what actions to take. I have many people come to me and they say, well, I've been feeling this way, or I've been experiencing this grief for this number of years. And I have been through therapy. I have been through through medications and so forth. Nothing against therapy or medications, but I've tried A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, and I still don't have result that I want. I'm still crying every day, or I'm still not seeing the peace of mind and relationship that I would want, or what have you. But they take actions. They take actions to something they've never heard about. They take actions to reach out to me. And then I said, well, have you tried A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z? Have you tried one, two, three? And if they have not, then take the action. Take the actions, and if what you are feeling right now is you really needed somebody to speak with, then call 911. Call 911 if you feel like connecting with somebody, but you don't quite feel like talking. You can also text to 741-741. Text to 741-741, and they will answer you as well. These are trained professional. And as the video last week says, if you're not feeling comfortable reaching out to a complete stranger, so to say, and you want to, but you want to connect with somebody, please feel welcome to connect with me. You can text me at 805-864-2002, and we can connect there. We can talk on the phone as well. I am here for you. The holidays, the coming of the new year can be particularly a tough time, and I am here for you. And feel welcome to connect with me directly through the number provided, 805-864-2002, or you can email me, drtanforgrief@gmail.com. You can also connect with me through my website, joyfulrichesbeyondgrief.com. And if you have any questions, feel welcome to connect with me directly as well. Or if you have any comment, please feel welcome to share them in the comment section as well. And this is Dr. BirgitteTan with Joyful Riches Beyond Grief. And I am here for you. I care about you very much. And I see that as you apply these tips, that you are able to have a somewhat peaceful new year, going into the new year, and a new year that is better than this past year, if this year has not, or this past years, if it has not been something that's to your preference. And if you find this video useful, please subscribe. Share it if you feel it can benefit with your loved one and friends. And please like the video so you can continue to receive updates. And again, if you have any questions you want to connect with me, feel welcome to connect with me directly or through my website. And I look forward to see you.